Okay, we're going to be talking about using your DNA matches with ThruLines. This is part 2 of my using your DNA matches, and we're going to be talking about ThruLines. In 2019, Ancestry increased what matches can see without a membership. They added some fantastic tools for managing your matches, and they made it much easier to identify how people are related to you. To get the most out of your DNA, it's helpful to isolate family lines. To do this, you really need to know what family lines your DNA matches belong to. ThruLines is a new process that they added in 2019 where Ancestry identifies possible common ancestors by analyzing all the private and public searchable trees stored on their site. And it's very powerful. To get the most out of your DNA test, you need to create a searchable tree and link it to link your DNA test to yourself in your tree. Before COVID came along, it was taking about a week for Ancestry to reflect changes to linked trees. Since then, it's been running closer to 2.5. I don't know if that's ongoing, but that's what it is right now. Okay, why don't people post a tree? Well, a lot of people just took the DNA test to look for their ethnicity estimate. Some people want to remain anonymous. That was me. I was torn about having a DNA test in the first place, and I wanted to stay as anonymous as I could on the site. Some have sensitive information in their trees. That was me also. And they don't want to share their hard-earned knowledge, and that was me until I rationally thought about it and thought, well, yes, it took me weeks to figure out which of the hundreds of people was my great-great-grandparents' line. But who cares? The only people that care are the people that you would really want to help anyway. So I posted a public tree. I thought about posting a private one. I decided the public trees helped me so much that I wanted to give back. And the trees involving some of the branches in my family were horrible. And I was naive enough to think that people actually evaluate what they copy. So, yeah, one of my lines had so many errors. The guy had given all these people, my uncle had a family, my grandma had a twin sister, on and on. There were just so many errors, and it had been copied, and I don't have the personality to deal with this. I wrote to the guy that put up the bad tree, told him he made these mistakes, asked him to clean it up, and contacted all of the people in my DNA matches who I felt like I had a right to correct, and said Uncle Bob didn't have any kids. You've got grandma's siblings in the wrong family, that type of thing. Things that I knew, and I only did this to my DNA matches, and things got cleared up, and I was a happy camper. And then my Ancestry membership expired, and I was gone and happy. When I posted my tree, I have a cryptic username. My first name in my tree is just my first initial. My birth date is just the year. I have separate trees for my husband and my own test, and I removed my children's siblings, cousins, basically anyone born after 1940, and before I uploaded my tree, because my privacy was a concern to me. I didn't want to compromise anybody else's just for the sake of that I knew it. Then Ancestry made some changes. When I posted my tree, if I had gone private, I knew that you could still search for surnames. In 2019, they decided to reveal your lineage to a potential common ancestor. Live people are still shown as private. People that are only found in private trees will only show as private. But when you get old like me and your parents are dead, there's not much protection up above there. So even though I can't see their tree, I can see their lines into my family. So if this is a public tree, I can see, as a non-member, I can now see up to 4 generations on a PC, up to 3 generations on my tablet. On my phone, I still can't see anything without being a member. And if the tree was private, I see nothing there except for a message to contact the owner if I wanted to talk to him. But I now see our third grandparents by name. This has all been cleared to protect privacy. But as you can see, when you're old, there's not much that's going to protect you if your parents are dead. I mean, I know exactly who this person was. And this person had a private tree. Okay. Now, the problem or the power of this is when we looked at this person's tree, we saw that they had 2 generations. This is filled in from my tree because I had these people in here. If I didn't, it would have gone with a dotted line, and it would say evaluate because they would have been filled in from someplace else. If there were other trees that had these people in that didn't agree with mine, and they outnumbered mine, then even though I have these people, it could be somebody else. This whole line up here could be somebody other than who they are based on popular opinion. If I didn't have anybody up to him, these would be outlined in dotted green lines, and it would say potential, evaluate. So it's a really powerful tool, very helpful. When I used to look at those stubs of trees and have to figure out, are they in my tree? How far down do I go? Is that person there? Yes or no? It was a painful experience. Now it's automatically done for you. But when I took beginning Ancestry, a seminar from one of my friends, they said one of the most common mistakes beginners can make is to simply copy down information from someone else's tree at face value without sources or explanation. That is a quick way to perpetuate untrue lineages and family stories. Actually, Ancestry didn't get that memo, because what they did is in your hints, if you're a Ancestry member, they give you hints, you review these, and you just go click, 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 and all these people get added to your family tree with no sources, just Ancestry, and then you're on your merry way without ever caring about these people. And it appears to be the way of things up in Ancestry, because there are way more people that have trees than have any research. Yeah, they're just, the only source they say is Ancestry trees. And if they're wrong, they make ThruLines really bad. DNA match controls. If you come in and pick ThruLines, you can see the descendants of a specific ancestor. If you click on that, you will see a list of parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, second great-grandparents, and on and on. You have the ability to filter these to just see paternal ancestors, maternal ancestors, just ancestors that are updated, or just ancestors that are suggested for you. So it's really cool to see something like this. You click on and you can see all these people. Again, I know people that are not related to William that are in here. They should not be. They are not related. They're related through my great-great-grandmother. They're on her side. And they got in here from a bad tree. So you can't believe what you see. And the other big thing is that there are lots of errors. When I worked with my DNA matches to clean up errors that they had copied through the trees, I didn't contact the non-DNA matches. As long as the bad trees outnumber the good trees, the bad trees win. Let me go back here. Although your DNA matches are related to you, they may not be related to you in the way that ThruLines indicates. The results are only as good as the member trees. Garbage in, garbage out. So that slide was out of order, but we got it. And finally, bad family trees are the thorn in the side of ThruLines. If people are in your tree, you know, I don't want to be the Ancestry top, but I have gone after people. You know, I sent out 50 messages to people that had not been Ancestry members for over a year. They had not checked in. They all had a big error in their copies, and they were blocking new people, the actual ancestors, from showing up in ThruLines the way they should. And it took over 13 months, but now they're showing up where they're supposed to be. And that's that's a summary of ThruLines. Beware of bad family trees, and if you're one of those people that just copied just because you can, don't do it, please. Thank you. That's the end of part 2.